My patients don't get it. Hi, I'm Dr. Lawrence of Wellness 2.0. Have you heard that before? Either from yourself or from one of your peers? Yep, we spend hours studying scripts and we plan out exactly what we're going to say in our report of findings, and we spend countless hours of explaining to people the philosophy behind what we do. We tell them exactly sort of the process, the scientific research and the papers, and we just really dump everything on them, everything that we learned in the last 4 or 5 years. And we expect that our patients to get everything in that 20 minutes or half an hour that you spend with them. But what usually happens? Well, usually they'll just get this confused look on their face, and they'll just nod their heads thinking that, and telling you that they get it, but they have no idea. They get this blank stare in the face. And the reason why that is because it's not the way that you're overloading them. It's probably not even the way you actually, telling your script or following your script. It is actually most likely due to your communication. Not necessarily the communication style that you're using, but actually the message that you're actually trying to convey. Now, the message is usually okay. I assume that your message is great and about your product or your service or what you do as a health practitioner. But it's most likely that what you're missing is the message to market match. What I mean by message to market match is that your message needs to match what the market wants. In this case, is your patient. See, the message is never the problem, because I'm sure you have spent countless hours and years studying what you do. So I assume that you have great knowledge as a wellness practitioner. So it's not the message, it's not your knowledge. But most wellness practitioners make the mistake in trying to tell them everything all in the one visit, and that's never going to work, because that's going to overload them. But more importantly, they're going to tell them everything that is irrelevant to the patient, because when the patient comes in or the prospect comes in your office, they have usually a particular complaint or they have a particular problem that they want to solve. And most wellness practitioners make the mistake of trying to tell them everything about wellness and the steps to get there without actually listening to what the client wants. Now, I understand that the whole process of getting to wellness is important, but if the person sitting in front of you, the prospect or the patient, is not even listening to what you got to say, you're not actually getting them or leading them to where you want them to be. So here's the thing. You need to do 3 steps in order to create message to market match. Number 1, you need to listen and identify what the true problem is and what the underlying issue is for that client. Because if you can understand their problem better than they can, that's when you can actually help them. Number 2, you got to decide whether or not you can actually help them. Because if you can't, as a trusted advisor, as the wellness expert, you need to refer to someone who can best serve that patient or client in front of you. And number 3, if you can help them, this is when you actually need to craft the message that's designed specifically for them. Not the script that you've written or studied from your coach, but more craft the message that's designed, that speaks to the underlying area or the problem that concerns that patient. That is the most important part of creating a message to market match. When you can craft the message or tell the patient in front of you or the prospect their problem better than they can and describe it, and actually tell them relevant information that will lead them to the next step. Not tell them everything about wellness, but lead them to the next step with you. That's how you create trust as a wellness expert. See, communication is like a dance. You can't teach someone to waltz unless they want to be led. And if you're in this situation of this dance of this communication, you have to lead them, but they have to be a willing participant. But in order for them to be a wellness participant, they actually have to trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to want to dance with you. So your first step in your first consult or your report of findings is about guiding them and leading them and asking them to dance. And if they want to dance, that's when you can lead them. So I hope you enjoyed this video about how to lead your patients into wellness, leading them to the next step, and creating a message to market match. I developed a free report called Launching Your Wellness Expertise. It has 10 strategic ideas and steps on guiding you to become a wellness expert in your community. So go ahead and enter your email and you'll receive your free report right away in your inbox. If you enjoyed this video, please tell your friends about Wellness 2.0 as we share ideas and strategies with you on how you can become the wellness expert in your community. I'm Dr. Lawrence.